The John Kresse Show brought to you by Stokes Mazda Volkswagen. If a Stokes tag isn't on your car, you pay too much. Southern Lumber and Millwork. Millwork, our specialty. Cougar Club, don't be afraid of the wildlife. Join the Cougar Club today. Garfield Jewelers and Traditions by Garfield. Headquarters for all your College of Charleston jewelry. And by A.J. Davis & Company, where tradition meets fashion to create style.
Welcome to the John Kresse Show, the College of Charleston Cougar coach and myself here on Christmas Day. It's a little Christmas special for you as the Cougars had 3 games that we're going to have highlights of. But first, there was a dedication about a week and a half ago, the dedication of the new arena, the John Kresse Arena.
Glenn, this is the #1 honor that I've ever received, and I've been playing this great game of basketball since I was a young boy. I've been coaching hoops for 31 years. And to have the College of Charleston and Judge Alex Sanders bestow this accolade with my family there. They're suing the boys. There's F. Mitchell Johnson, where the Phys Ed Center is named for. Fritz Hollins was there. Bishop Thompson was there. My mom flew in from New York. So all the real important people in my life were there on this special, special occasion. Hope in the future, coaches coach well in this arena, players play well, and the fans keep supporting us like they do, because it's an unbelievable 16 years, a magic carpet ride.
It was an exciting night for basketball. A crowd of about 3,000 was there, and the students were gone. They had gone after exams, so it was good that you had a big crowd there. I know Barton came in. They were a tough school, an NAIA school. You know a lot about NAIA schools since the College of Charleston was one a few years ago. We'll take a look at the highlights from the Barton game. As I said, it's an NAIA school, and the Cougars come out hot early. You jump out to a little lead on this Barton basketball team.
Yes, we power it into Thad Delaney from Marion Busby, makes a great hoop. There's Marion on the move to the basket and makes a great shot off the glass. Kisses it in very sweetly.
Barton was tough inside, and you were tough as well, getting some rebounds as Marion Busby gets it, pushes it up court.
He really goes fast up and down. Here's a wild play with Thad Delaney, saves the ball on hustle alone. We have Marcus Woods on a miss. The ball, again, is kicked out to Marion Busby. Finally, it goes into Ken Ward, and we put 2 points on the board.
That's a tough way to earn some points there.
Any way we can. Here's a one-handed catch off an alley-oop pass from Marcus Woods. A great play by Thad Delaney.
Delaney had 22 points in that game, followed it up from that Charleston Southern game in which he had 22 points.
There he is on the weak side for a follow-up shot, and he's always rebounding and scoring. Marion Busby just too clever, too crafty on the drive to the basket. Rodney Connor from deep range.
I'll tell you what, Rodney Connor's extended that range a little bit.
And so is Pat King. He follows up with a 3-point shot. Pat played very well against this Barton team. Here we are on some rebounding efforts, but Mandrake Lewis plays very well around the basket for Barton as he gets the deuce inside.
Yeah, Barton wouldn't go away. Great pass there from Marcus Woods between 2 defenders, and Pat King gets the basket. Barton hit some big shots in the first half, and they kept it close.
There's Chris Lee outside for Barton. There's a foul against Marion Busby. I cannot believe this. Poor Marion doesn't believe it either.
He had gone up for the shot. It looked like they had gotten a piece of his arm, but somehow he gets called for the offensive foul. I don't think you liked him.
No, there's my 1-minute seminar on how to referee basketball, but it didn't work. Here's Marcus Woods. Great hands, great steal, and he still scores from the backcourt to the front court. Marcus Woods is always hustling and always scoring in a different variety of ways.
And Barton hit a shot to cut it to 3. That was right before the half, 34-31. You're up by 3 at the half, and you really try to put some things together, I guess you could say, in the second half. You had to talk to him at the locker room. Barton, you couldn't let him slip up on you, so that second half was a big second half. And after the talk in the locker room, you come out for that second half, try to get some things going, and you do offensively. It's Marion Busby getting the basket.
It's too close for comfort time as Marion Busby puts it up 5, but they match it with a great 3-point shot. Here's Stacey Harris on a glide play as he falls and slides to the floor. Inside to Thad Delaney, a rock, okay, a rim rocker. Rodney on the miss, but Thad's there to follow it up, and a foul. 2-point game, though, Glenn. It's too close.
Oh, it was too close in the second half. And then the quarterback from Eau Claire, Marion Busby.
That's kind of role reversal where Busby throws the pitch out long to Thad Delaney, and he scores. Good basket. Inside again, Thad Delaney, too big and strong for Barton, especially around the paint.
You were able to build up a pretty big lead there late in the game, but this Barton team was a tough one to beat.
Yes, and Marion goes fast down the other end for transition basketball. Here he is on another basket, and we go ahead by 11. A little breathing room for a change. Marcus Woods, a fadeaway jumper from the baseline. Great shot by our 2-guard. Here's the guys with the keys starting to chant, "Warm up the bus, warm up the bus." Marcus Woods. Here he goes. And a nice follow pass to Thad Delaney. Good basket on transition.
And this was the end of the game as you wrap up the victory. You defeat Barton 77-65 was the final score as the Cougars get the victory. A big one for your program in the sense that you couldn't let something like this, something like a Barton team come in and beat you before a big game against Wake Forest, and you had the Wake Forest Demon Deacons coming up on that Saturday night. We'll take a look at the highlights. It's the ACC against the College of Charleston coming up after this timeout on the John Kresse Show.
Come see the winning lineup of cars, trucks, and vans here at Stokes Mazda Volkswagen on Ashley Phosphate Road. The Stokes Mazda Volkswagen team can help put you in a new car, truck, or van, along with payments you can afford, and quality service by factory-trained technicians after the sale. Take it from me, Coach John Kresse. I'm a real fan of Stokes Mazda Volkswagen here on Ashley Phosphate Road. Okay, guys, here's the game plan!
Welcome back to the John Kresse Show. The Cougars traveled to Winston-Salem a week ago on a Saturday night as they went to Joel Coliseum. 9,000 people were there. It was a big game, an ACC team, and we'll take a look at a little bit of the first half highlights of this Wake Forest basketball game. Wake Forest, one of the better teams in the country, ranked in the top 25, and they've got big Tim Duncan inside. But early, you get some steals and get some baskets.
This is the first hoop of the game. Stacey Harris always has great speed with and without the ball. Here's Marion Busby going against the grain for a three-point shot as they tried to read his dribble block, but he went the other way. Here we go, ball reversal. As we're looking inside, big Thad Delaney, a little too strong for Tim Duncan. Now, Tim Duncan played in the World Games this summer against Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Marcus Woods. It looks like he's going to shoot between the legs. Thad gets hit by Duncan, but he goes to the foul line and makes the shots. Great steal, great running by Thad Delaney. Here's almost a charge. Pat King, get back up. Here's Ricardo Peral losing the ball. Marion Busby with foot speed, ball speed. He's going to look around. Oh, but he finds Pat King a little too errant on the baseline pass. We're looking inside. Thad Delaney, inside-out basketball. Marcus Woods. Here's Marion Busby going without the ball. Nice backdoor cut, drive to the baseline, basket, count it.
Marion Busby had a big night, 10 of 17 from the floor, 29 points. And you can't stop the little guy inside. Randolph Childress is a good one.
Randolph Childress. Here's Marion Busby popping out off the screen. Nice arc.
NBA range.
NBA range. He's playing little cowboy with his pistols after the shot. Here we go on the run again. Anthony Johnson up the sideline. There's Buzz. Pull up on a dime. But here's Ken Ward. A great follow-up slam from our powered forward from Montgomery, Alabama. There's Tim Duncan playing kind of like Abdul-Jabbar, Eldon Campbell, one of those real true big centers. Oh, a great catch and shot by Randolph Childress. That's why he's a premier player. That's why he's one of the All-Americans in this country of ours. Nice Anthony Johnson. Ken Ward doesn't put it on the floor. Good jumper on a turnaround move.
Ken Ward had a good game, 8 points, 7 rebounds.
The jump hook is almost impossible to stop, especially when you're 6'11". And here's going to miss one. It's going to lead to transition by the Cougars. It's Marion Busby on the bounce. Anthony Johnson saves this play. Into Pat King. Good court awareness to Thad Delaney. He's going to keep it alive, gets fouled by Tim Duncan. They're going to the foul line early. The Cougar fans, more than 500 in the Winston-Salem area to root on their team. Tim Duncan, very smooth, very mobile, kisses it off at the best friend he has, that backboard. Inside to Thad Delaney. Backs out, scores again over Tim Duncan. Thad had 17 points and 10 rebounds. We're on the run. Our speed is really showing. Lead pass to Thad Delaney. He glides in for 2. We're playing as well as we can play. There's Tony Rutland from deep, deep land, but he hits a freshman from the outside. Timeout to talk things over.
So you talk things over. The Cougars staying with Wake Forest in the first half, but it's Tim Duncan once again, almost a three-pointer. His foot was on the line.
He's a great sophomore, 18 years of age. Here's Marion Busby on the run. He's going to pull up, look around, finds Ken Ward as a trailer, and Ken Ward hits the shot down the middle. Ken is shooting very well from the outside and inside. There's Ricardo Peral, very good outside shooter from the outside. End of the half, we try to tip one in with 0.1 seconds remaining on the clock.
Can't quite get it in, and at the half, Wake Forest leading by 4, 34-30 was the halftime score. You go into the locker room, you talk to your team, you try to get them prepared for that second half, and we'll take a look at second half highlights from the Wake Forest game following this timeout.
Broadcasting 1 billion miles into the universe, the new sports voice of the Lowcountry, WQSC AM 1340 is on the air. Real sports fans know the difference. WQSC's all sports, all the time, and has the Lowcountry listening to Craig Schumer, voice of the Citadel Bulldogs, Dave Dallas, voice of the South Carolina Stingrays, and Glenn Seale, voice of the College of Charleston Cougars. Come join the club, the Sports Club, WQSC AM 1340.
Welcome back to the John Kresse Show. The Cougars down by 4 at the half to Wake Forest, an ACC team ranked in the top 25. We'll take a look at highlights from the second half as the Cougars try to get it going in the second half. Over 9,000 people there at the game. You're down by 4. What'd you say to your team in the locker room?
We're in the thick of things. It's only 4 points. We steal the ball right off the bat, and we're now on the offensive end.
It was a big second half for the Cougars, but they turn the ball over. Here comes Wake Forest, and they get the nice layup there.
Tony Ruckman on the run. Good basket by Wake Forest. But we're going to move the ball around and get it inside, get it back out to Stacey Harris. When he gets his legs into his shots and he gets up high, he makes a high percentage. Here's a good steal by the Cougs. Marion Busby, sideline pass. Marion Busby almost loses the ball, but gets after it on the floor, gets some floorboards. Now we're going to move this potato around. Marion Busby on the drive. It's a Columbia connection, but Thad Delaney for the three-point play. Great drive, drew Tim Duncan to Marion. Oh, here's the play that really hurt us. It's 40-40. Here's Randolph Childress, buzzes right in his face. They give him a three-point shot. And
it did look like Randolph Childress was passing the basketball. That really turned the game around. It was tied at 40. Wake Forest rolled off 10 straight points, 10 unanswered points, and you try to come back here after you were down by 10.
Who was that guy on the sideline? It was like a walk in the park.
That was the coach on the sideline.
Here we go from side to side. We're looking into Ken Ward. We distribute well, bounce pass. Now Marion Busby, who's without the ball, Ken finds him. Good basket, okay? High percentage basketball. It's kind of poetry in motion. And you can move and pass and cut like that. Buzz down the lane. He was on fire, 29 points, inside, outside.
Busby he just had a great night with those 29 points.
We doubled down from Pat King, but Tim Duncan made a very, very smart pass to the open Parole on the baseline. Here we go. Ooh,
that was Rusty LaRue with the three-pointer.
Ooh, nightmares of last year in the NCAA March Madness. All those shots went down. Last year it was Harrison, and it was Blucas. This year it's those other guys in the white uniforms making key shots, and Wake Forest really needed clutch baskets. We're going to come back. Marcus Woods on a good screen and good jump shot in our motion. Marion Busby in the paint. What a clever shot. He's devilish.
Oh, my.
He's a magician.
Leaning inside the lane.
He's fabulous. Oh, here goes Childress. He goes down. Marcus Woods puts him on the foul line, but Randolph is all right as he gets up and makes those foul shots. We're going to skip the ball to Marion Busby. He's almost by half court, Glenn. He puts it right in. Fabulous, fabulous shot. And here's Childress. He's getting ready for the NBA. Watch him knock Marion Busby back. And Tim Duncan on a good glide down the lane for the deuce. Rodney Connor on the baseline. Ken Ward put the ball down well for a forward and makes a nice shot. He uses all of the rim, and it's very kind to him. Marion Busby on the drive. Misses. But we play good basketball. Marion gets his rebounds. And Thad Delaney, strong inside. He rises to the occasion in big games. He loves to play against those ACC-type players.
And it was tough in the second half because it seemed like you just traded baskets with Wake Forest once they got to that big lead.
Tim Duncan plays above the rim. He's over the top, and he plays about a foot or so way above the cylinder. Here's Dave Odom, ACC Coach of the Year, twice in the last 4 years in that league with Duke and North Carolina. But Thad Delaney, powerful inside. Here they are, moving the ball around. It's about a 6-point game now. Tim Duncan, great pass to Parole on the move. He's a great sophomore. He's got some great young players. Here's Marion Busby. He's going to find something. He finds Pat King. Pat's going to move the ball around Marion. Oh, and he gets a shot off, and it goes in. My. He's marvelous. He made 5 3-point shots. Here's another one, his last one, and it's going to go in.
Busby was 5 of 9 from three-point range against Wake Forest, but the Demon Deacons pulling away there the final minutes of the game.
Yeah, kind of a duplicate, a play-by-play against our press to Parole for the baskets. We're down 10 points. We're trying to get it under double digits. Stacey Harris, a shot that would have cut it to 7. It's not going to go, Glenn. We're going to keep it alive. We had 16 offensive rebounds. Stacey, please make one. No, it doesn't go.
Get it under 10.
We lost by 10 to a great ACC team that moved after this game from the 21st spot of the country to the 18th spot. They'll be there for the ACC title, and they'll be there in the NCAA tournament. There's no doubt about that, Glenn Seale.
74-64, the final score. You lose to Wake Forest, but a good game for the program to play a top 25 team. Play well. You didn't shoot the ball all that well, but Wake Forest had an incredible game. Well, the Cougars took that loss. They worked on their shooting for a while, and they took on Coastal Carolina a couple of nights ago. We'll take a look at highlights from the Coastal Carolina game following this break on the John Kresse Show.
The College of Charleston men's basketball team finished 24-4 a year ago and made it to the NCAA tournament. Described as unbelievable to many, but actually impossible without the help of dedicated Cougar Club members. The College of Charleston Cougar Club invites you to help support the school's 17 NCAA Division I sports. The College of Charleston Cougar Club, achieving new levels of excellence. Don't be afraid of the wildlife. Join the Cougar Club today.
Welcome back to the John Kresse Show. The College of Charleston Cougars took on Coastal Carolina on Thursday night at the new Myrtle Beach Convention Center. And a big evening for the College of Charleston Cougars. You start out against a tough Coastal Carolina basketball team.
Yes, and we always try to go inside to our big man, Thad Delaney, and he delivers for an important basket at the hoop. And there's Stacey Harris, a pro move to his left, pull-up jump shot, goes down. Lob pass to Thad Delaney. He spots Marion Busby. Marion Busby in that blue paint at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, makes a good basket. There's Ken Ward, free on the baseline, and delivers with a good pass from Marion Busby. I thought there was a foul, but
doing
they're not going to call it.
Doing a little coaching there.
Trying to get 1 or 2 breaks along the way. Here's Kiki Hicks, that great guard who had scored 40 points against Georgia Tech. He had 27 against Francis Marion. He wanted to put 27 against us. So Marion Busby on a miss. Ken Ward keeps it alive. It bobbles into Rodney Connor's hands, and Rodney makes the basket. We're not shooting too well, but we are rebounding as Thad Delaney misses. Finally, Thad again. Now Anthony Johnson sneaks in from the left side and follows up. Anthony Johnson played very, very well off the bench. Good steal. Pat Ging, kind of like Scottie Pippen, take off Pat. And he throws it down on a nice move on the break.
Marion Busby didn't have all that good of a night of shooting, but he does hit 5 shots from the field.
Look at Johnson with speed. 3 dribbles from half court. Gets hit, gets fouled, makes the basket, and delivers on the foul line.
I thought it was a great first half for Anthony Johnson.
Ken Ward, real smooth and mobile on that baseline for the jump shot. But look ahead, Pat King keeps his eye on the target, gets fouled, and also makes the 3-point play. We're really alive on the run.
Up by 9 at that point of the first half, but Coastal Carolina keeps coming back. 3-pointer from Matt Pugh.
Anthony Johnson finds all of the rim and goes down on a nice drive into the middle. Adam Fletcher, great pass to Rodney Connor. We needed that basket. Here's the end of the first half, some action. They're going to try to get a basket or two, but Ken Ward finalizes the half with a good rebound off the Coastal Carolina miss.
And you lead 37-32 at the break. You have that 5-point lead. You shoot 44% in the first half. Coastal Carolina shot 31%, but the second half was a little bit better for the Cougars. It was a little bit better for Coastal Carolina as well. They shoot 50% in the second half. We'll take a look at the highlights from the second half as inside, Marion Busby tries to get a hand on it, and he does. He picks it up.
Digs it out. Marion Busby to Thad Delaney on a slam dunk. We're up 7 points, but that doesn't last too long. Here's Richards, a power forward going into the right corner for a 3, but Marion Busby is going to match that. 3 for 3. Rodney Connor, no contact, no foul. They're going to look long. Kiki Hicks puts on his own show here, pulls up on a beautiful jumper from the top of the key. They now go up 2 points.
2-point game at that point as Kiki Hicks went 1-on-2, and here's Busby getting his shot blocked. Coastal Carolina played good defense against you.
Pick up that guy Kiki Hicks, though, because he can shoot from people in his face, hands up, and all that. He's a great, great shooter.
He had 4 3-pointers in the game. Kiki Hicks, one of the top 10 scorers in the nation, but Rodney Connor getting a follow-up.
Beautiful follow-up shot. Here's Marion Busby. Nice pass. When you penetrate and draw big guys to you, that's when you find our guys for baskets inside. Marion Busby, too fast for the guards of Coastal Carolina. They're going to swing the ball to Pat King. A needed basket. Pat really came alive in the second half. Wind up with 25 points. Here's Smith on a miss. We're going to pitch ahead. Marion Busby, he'll never miss this again in his whole life as long as he plays this game. That could have put us up 1 point, but it didn't. They're going to come back with Lewis and a shot. Now they make all kinds of important baskets as I scratch my head looking for some answers.
What do you do? What do you do?
Especially when you're down 6 points on the road with less than 3. Oh, they had Thad double team. They left him, peekaboo basketball, and a basket inside for Thad Delaney. Here's Pat King, NBA range. hits an important three-point shot. We're going to steal. We're down 3. Pat King deflection. Marion Busby tiptoes on a baseline to Pat King. It's now a 1-point game as they call timeout. A little question mark on who had control of that ball, but we'll give it to them.
Well, it was a big question mark because it didn't look like they had possession to call the timeout. You're down by 1. They score to go up by 3, but Marion hits a huge 3 to tie it up, and here it is with 5 seconds left.
High score. They're going to double Marion Busby on top. He's going to find Pat King. It's going to go in.
Total pandemonium.
And look at Marcus Woods. He's just excited. The other guys are excited. They mob Pat King. They're really, really, going for the gusto. It's the game before the Christmas holidays. It puts us at 5-3. Here's it in slow-mo. Marion Busby to Pat King. Did he get it off?
And you can see this.
It's in the air. When does that horn blow?
You see the clock above the goal, and it says 0.
And it's right in. A great shot. It's kind of the heroic type finish to a game that we just had to win. We've had 3 on the road. We've had 3 on neutral courts. We've had 2 at home. And Coach is a little excited after this game as the guys won a game that was very, very difficult. It looked like it was lights out. It looked like it was going to be a real long, rainy night ride home to Charleston, but it didn't turn out that way as we went home with a big victory against a great, improved Coastal Carolina team.
It was a nice Christmas present as well. 75-72, the Cougars beat Coastal Carolina as we'll take one final break and come back and wrap up this Christmas special. You're watching The John Kresse Show. Welcome back to the John Kresse Show. The Cougars with an emotional victory over Coastal Carolina a few nights ago. They have a week off until you're back in action against Drexel, and I guess that's in the UT Chattanooga tournament.
Yes, Glenn, we've had our ups and downs, but I think for being 5-3, I'm fairly pleased. And now it's Drexel. They were 25-5, the North Atlantic winner last year in the NCAA tournament. We play them on the 29th of December. Then we play the winner or loser of Liberty and UT Chattanooga. But at this time, I'd love to wish our fans, our players, the viewers, a most happy and merry and safe holiday. You've been great and continue to be well and back those Cougars as much as you can come the new year.
The new year. The Cougars are 5-3 on the season after the big victory against Coastal Carolina, but it's going to be a tough one, the 29th and 30th against Drexel, and then hopefully against UT Chattanooga in that championship game. Well, we will not have a show next week, but we will have one in 2 weeks on January 8th, so be sure and tune us in. We'll have highlights of that Dr. Pepper Classic at UT Chattanooga, and we'll also have a couple of other games for you. It'll be an exciting time for John Kresse and the Cougars. For John Kresse, I'm Glenn Seale saying so long until next time.
The John Kresse Show has been brought to you by Advance and Stuff, Charleston's most complete hockey and rollerblade headquarters. National Discount Computers, the right people, the right system, the right price. A.J. Davis & Company, clothing for Coach John Kresse was provided by A.J. Davis & Company. University Bookstore, College of Charleston gift items on the set provided by University Bookstore. Charleston Orthopedics, providing sports medicine for the College of Charleston Cougars. And by U.S. Air, the official airlines of the College of Charleston Sports Network. This has been a presentation of Kirkland Sports Marketing and Production.